Show.
Here we are with Kenny the Jet Smith and the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, Ernie Johnson. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Pepsi Center.
Live from Denver, it's the home of the Nuggets. We're broadcasting from the Pepsi Center. This is Kevin Harlan along with... Now, Brent, we're far enough into the season where certain rookies are starting to hit the wall. What can coaches do to stop that process or help them through that process of that rookie, that so-called rookie wall?
I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, Kevin, there's not much a coach can do for a player. And I'll tell you, I've seen it where years a player after 41 games is gassed. And certainly over the course of the past few years, I've seen plenty of rookies not be phased at all. So it just depends on the makeup of the guy and what he's been asked to do. I don't know that there's too much a coach can really get into the head of a player on other than trying to keep him confident.
A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. The defensive tandem of Green and Leonard outside. Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Parker in at point guard. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That is his first foul of the game. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's foul number 2 for him.
And he's drawing those whistles. A couple quick ones back to back.
Mills, he's checked in for Tony Parker. Nelson kicks to Jokic. 6 on the shot clock. Nelson, no luck. And the Spurs with possession here. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
And when you shoot a high percentage from distance, that gives you momentum and really keeps the opponent on the road.
Well, accurate outside shooting when you're on the road, you find that kind of rhythm. It's hard to do. They made it look easy.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't beat him up on the perimeter.
Green against Harris. Green kicks to Gasol. Spurs working the ball around now. 8 feet away. Chandler with the rebound.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Leonard brings the double team. Here's Jokic, and it's sent back by Aldridge.
Maybe he's not the most aggressive defender or the most physical, but Aldridge does have mobility. That time he sends it back. Man, he's shooting the ball very well, in addition to creating for both himself and his teammates out there on a roll.
The Nuggets have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Jokic against Gasol. Jokic, no good.
And right now they're like a light switch in the off position. 1 of 5 so far, not an ideal start.
Chalk up 2 there. And that's now 6 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, a great battle last year as the season finished off between the Nuggets and Blazers to make the playoffs. Denver did not. So they made some trades, tried to make a push. This year they've got to make some improvements and maybe find themselves in one of those top 8 slots to play in the postseason. Well, he's got both height and length, and that time showed them both.
Green passes to Gasol. Mills dishes to Aldridge. And Aldridge slams it in.
Well, there's a couple things that Patty is working on to be a better player in this league, and finding the open man is one of them.
The Nuggets trail by 5. Harris outside. Right side, Millsap. Basket is good. The assist from Harris.
To leave a guy like that wide open from range, big mix-up.
And the ball travels out of his hands. It was last touched by Jokic. And we've got a moment to look at the rebounding trend over the last few months for Faried.
And those are some numbers that he can't be happy about. His rebounding totals have taken a dip over the past few months. He's got to get back to giving the kind of effort on the boards we were seeing from him earlier.
Faried's checked in for the Nuggets.
You got to make that. The defense was far from terrible, but man, that's an easy shot.
Nelson, no luck.
Yeah, the defense cannot afford to be that lazy. You got to be up on the shooters at all times, especially at the mid-range.
And the shot is good.
It's pretty simple. I figured it out. He can't miss. Adding to the lead with ease and capitalizing on every opportunity. He can't miss.
Right side, Millsap. LaMarcus Aldridge grabs the miss.
That's a wide open shot. Sadly, he came up short.
Good D by Nelson.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Feeds to Millsap. Another miss by Millsap.
That's where I like the shot selection. The defense cannot afford to give up wide open shots. And they dodged the bullet there.
And the Spurs got Kawhi Leonard to be the next Bruce Bowen. But from his rookie season, I think Pop realized, Brent, he could be the face of the franchise.
Well, it's amazing that they had talked with that kind of regard for Kawhi Leonard after making the draft day trade and sending away George Hill. They felt like Kawhi Leonard could make that kind of progression. Now, I would also tell you that they had no idea he would become one of the more devastating players on the offensive end of the floor. But the work ethic was there, the size was there, and the fruits of the labor are paying off.
Spurs leading by 5. Ginobili outside, and Laverne kicks to Murray. Here's Leonard, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Denver's gone, just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Nelson, the pass to Murray. And there's the call on Ginobili. That is his first foul of the game. San Antonio making a switch here. Anderson's checked in. 29 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Millsap a screen. Anderson against Fareed. There's the pick. Just 5 to shoot. Millsap has the open look. Hands it from downtown. Millsap's got 7.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Yeah, defense timed that out perfectly. Love the aggressiveness, and then they changed the shot's direction.
The 3. And that one is off. LaMarcus Aldridge has been on display for the San Antonio Spurs. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points. Now the second quarter. San Antonio leading by 4. And now brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court right now for the Spurs, the timeless Parker and Manu are the 1 and the 2. Anderson is out there with Laverne, and it's Bertinason at the 3. Now here's Murray. He's covered by Ginobili. It's deflected.
Really just amazing defense from Laverne. He really times his blocks well.
Spurs shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. And Anderson gets it to go.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
And you might have thought that with the big 3 retiring and getting older, the San Antonio Spurs might need to think about rebuilding. But the emergence of one Kawhi Leonard as a superstar in the league on both ends of the floor has extended this team's dominance.
And Tim Duncan retired, as we know, but Kawhi Leonard carrying on that culture of no frills, Brent, work and dedication to the game.
Well, there's no better standard bearer than what Kawhi Leonard has represented, but it's been built on the shoulders of Tim Duncan and David Robinson before him. Spurs continue to go about their business, respecting the game and getting the most out of the ability of the players on the floor.
Laverne with the steal.
And that's only the first time this half. But Kevin, they've done a great job here in that regard.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
Plumlee, no luck.
And I really thought he was going to send that shot the other way, but at least he forces the miss.
Well, just good timing on his part. Anytime the shooter has to adjust, the defense wins.
Count that one.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter, just served him up.
And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession. Let's use this break in the action to show you the teams that in the last 10 games have been the NBA's best fast break teams. Number 1, the Spurs.
I mean, tough to maintain this kind of pace over an entire season. But let me tell you, they are really running right now.
Juan Hernangomez, he's checked in for Trey Lyons. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Gary Harris, he's checked in for Nelson. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Mills, he's checked in for Parker. Hernangomez kicks to Chandler. Plumlee with a screen on Gay. 6 to shoot. Here's Pertinis. Plumlee with the rebound.
And you're just not going to see him do that very often. Usually when he rises up, there's a guarantee it's going down.
Obviously some terrific on-ball defenders out there, but Brent, in your estimation, who are some of the best help defenders in the NBA now?
A couple guys come to mind, Kevin, when you say help and they're actually there. Jay Crowder does a good job of recognizing, when the strong side gets broken down and he can come over and help. Certainly, Draymond Green does a great job of guarding just about anything for the Golden State Warriors. And then maybe you think about some big guys in the league. Timofey Mozgov in the right position most of the time. Hassan Whiteside for Miami. So they come in all shapes and sizes, Kev. The biggest thing they contribute is their communication skills on the backside.
Chandler against Gay. Harris outside. Here's Jokic. No good that time. Gasol with the defensive effort. Here's Gay. And the dunk by Aldridge.
Love the follow-up. It's as if Aldridge knows where the shot's coming from and gets himself in great position on the glass.
Harris outside. He kicks it to Chandler. Jokic is screened. With some arc. It's good, and the San Antonio lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Chandler.
And a terrific use of the floater, unguardable really, because you can't do anything defensively to stop it.
Paul Millsap is checked in for Denver. And San Antonio with the change here too. Murray's checked in. Spurs have gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second, 5 of 10. Here's Gasol. That shot, no good. Now Denver takes it the other way. 1:19 left now here in the second. Jokic passes to Murray. At the top of the key, Millsap. Shot clock at 5. Jokic sets the screen for Harris. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
Good looking shot from Harris. Clean look for the offense.
And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
The Nuggets making a switch here. Fareed is checked in. The Nuggets trail. 52 seconds left in the first half of basketball. 17-foot shot on the way. Again, the Nuggets score.
So nice for a coach to look at his center as a capable shooter. Jokic is just that.
Stolen by Fareed.
If they play it right, we're talking a 2-for-1.
Yeah, this is where it comes down to really good clock management, and you want to maximize each of your possessions.
Here's San Antonio. Here's Murray, and it's sent back by Jokic.
Deceptive reach from Jokic there, swatting that shot away using those long arms.
Murray dishes to Millsap. Over Gay. Hits the front of the rim and out. Green kicks to Gay. Fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up.
And Gay isn't easy to tie up, using his length and muscle to kind of power through the defense.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And from the line thus far, how about 83% on the season? Outstanding.
Near the three-point line, it's Nelson. No good on that last second attempt there. And the first half comes to a close. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game we have here after one half of play. We saw LaMarcus Aldridge lighting it up in the first half. He had 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 block. Coming off a great game last time out, he's turning it up a notch already here tonight. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio? And that wraps up halftime as the game is set to get back underway.
Well, both sides have assessed what... Spurs leading by 3.
Jameer Nelson, at this moment, epitomizes the idea of having a veteran point guard on your roster. Been in the NBA since he was 22, back in 2004. And he always has played big minutes for whatever team that he gets on. So works his way into the coach's favor.
Down low, it's Millsap and Jokic. Jameer Nelson is out there with Harris, and it's Chandler in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group on the floor for Denver. And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. Millsap kicks to Harris, and the foul called on Danny Green. That's his first foul. And Nelson in his prime, Brent, you may recall a player who would score in the teens and run the offense for a very smart player coming out of St. Joe's.
Well, the idea for this young ball club to have a veteran like Jameer Nelson who's accepted his role and what it is that he knows he's capable of doing night after night, that's got to be paying some dividends for this coaching staff to have that kind of approach from a guy like Jameer.
And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. From outside the arc, the Nuggets keeping it alive. A new 24. Rejected by Gasol. 8 feet away. The putback, and Green is right there. And the Spurs lead by 11.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
And it's the Nuggets with the ball. Following this one, they get to host the Rockets. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. And Denver decides to take their first time out here. Brent, when you played, you were able to score in a variety of ways. Which do you think you were better at, shooting off the catch or off the dribble?
There's no doubt that shooting off the catch, Kevin, was much easier for me. I love the fact that I could get my feet set, start to anticipate when the ball was coming, who the ball was coming from, and then establish my own rhythm for each of those opportunities to cast away at the rim.
I would think, though, you get rhythm by working off the dribble, too.
Yeah, sometimes you have to be able to do that, but I oftentimes use that dribble to maybe create another opportunity for a teammate. And then the other idea, Kevin, is if you're a great catch-and-shoot player, the pump fake and one dribble in, that's something you have to perfect to keep the defense honest in terms of their closeouts.
The Nuggets trail by 11. Poked away, and so it looks like Denver will retain possession here.
And with the pause in the action, let's look at the numbers for Jokic. Averaging about 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. And impressive numbers, no doubt. It's the kind of run we've come to expect from him.
Synergy, all elements right now working together, and the game is coming so easy right now. Well, he's like a fumbling banker right now, dropping dimes with ease. I like how well he led his teammate on that possession.
Nelson kicks to Harris. Plumlee with the screen. Harris misses.
Yeah, they got to hope to turn it on soon. 1 of 4 so far, and they know they got to be better.
Here's Pertinis. Plumlee with the rebound.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Passes it to Jokic. The basket good off the assist from Nelson. Nelson's got 3 assists in the game.
I swear Jokic is out there playing with the watch on because of the timing aspect of his game.
And just who is providing all the playmaking here tonight? Let's look at the breakdown between the front and backcourt for the Spurs.
You know, the play of their guards has been something to highlight. You love to see the backcourt contributing with the pass. When they're looking to make things easier for everyone, you see your bigs run the floor a little bit harder, and those things become contagious.
And Laverne gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Plumlee with the screen. Murray the pass to Lyles. To the right side. And Plumlee kicks to Murray. Just 5 to shoot. Nelson, no one around him. His three-pointer's off the mark.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Here's Laverne. And it's sent back by Plumlee.
Showing good shot blocking skills at times. Plumlee gets all of that one.
And the Canadian Jamal Murray, a player you forgot was taken 7th overall in 2016. But Brent, he has all the tools you want from an off guard, and this team believes he has a bright future in the league.
Every coach around the league sees the potential in Jamal Murray. You just hope for him, Kevin, he doesn't get too far ahead of things. You got to put the work in, you got to stay patient. But I believe there's tremendous upside, and at some point, we'll talk about this guy as being one of the upper echelon shooting guards in the league.
1:04 left in the third. To the middle, Lyles out to Nelson. Takes a three, drains it from beyond the arc.
And that's the shot Nelson's always relied on, and it served him well. He works nonstop on the perimeter, finding the space he needs to get good looks from beyond.
From 7, and it's Laverne missing.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
Anderson with the block.
Good intensity on defense. Kyle Anderson using the length that time and timing it well to get the rejection.
Here's Leonard, and it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got 5 assists tonight.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Nelson with it. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. There's the pick. Plumlee with the screen. Murray the pass to Lyles. And again Denver with the triple.
Solid fundamentals there from Plumlee, looking to set a rock-hard screen to spring open a teammate.
Here's Laverne, and Laverne throws it down.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. And so it's San Antonio holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. And we'll be right back after this. Moments ago from the huddle, let's listen in on Coach Mike Malone.
Stay positive. Don't get down.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. On the court for San Antonio, Parker and Green are the guard set. Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Gay in at the 3 spot.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Herman Gomez grabs the miss. The Nuggets trail by 11. Millsap fires. It's hauled in by Tony Parker.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
Yep, just too anxious to try and make something happen out there. This is about the team, not about you.
Gary Harris, he's checked in for Murray. Here's Gasol. Rebound by the Nuggets.
He's been a little bit disappointing in this game. However, his team has his back. They need a little bit more help from him.
Harris kicks to Nelson, and the call will be against Tony Parker. That will be foul number 5 on him. Jokic has checked in for the Nuggets. Chandler comes in for Fareed. Parker against Nelson. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's it for him. He's fouled out of the game.
Yeah, the good news, though, is they've already got the win wrapped up. He might as well sit back and enjoy this one.
Manu Ginobili's checked in for San Antonio. Here's Jokic. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Jokic has got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Nuggets. And Aldridge slams it in.
That's what you're going to get with Pau Gasol, a tremendous passer who's got his eyes up at all times.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. Brent, you certainly grew up around basketball. Your dad was a legend. Your brothers certainly played at a very high level. What kind of advantage do you think that gave you, if any, as your career was progressing?
That's funny, Kevin. I can't get away from it. I'm sitting next to you now, and we're watching basketball. So
I know it. Here it is.
The advantage, I think, is just absorbing all of that stuff. Maybe on a subconscious level, that you're taking in everything about what the profession was going to represent for you if, in fact, you got there, and thank goodness I did.
Well, I always sense you had a very wide view. Your lens was always wide, capturing as much as you could gather.
Yeah, it was like a 10 to 22 on any camera.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Mike Malone had some words for his team during the break. He was begging them to step it up. He said, we've got to make the move now, or we're going to be out of time and out of luck. Give it everything you've got out there. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Here's Aldridge. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Nelson kicks to Chandler. No good on the three.
And they continue to control the glass.
Bertans passes to Aldridge. And the dunk by Aldridge.
It's an underrated strength of LaMarcus Aldridge, able to power in the shot even when being fouled.
The Nuggets trail by 11. Nelson kicks to Chandler. Jokic a screen. Poked away. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Aldridge dishes to Gasol, and a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in.
Gasol doing a great job, Kevin, working down low in the phone booth and just finding enough room to get that one to go.
Ginobili the pass to Bertans. Ginobili kicks to Bertans. Spurs working the ball around now. In the corner, it's Ginobili. Aldridge down low. Jokic defending. Good defense by Jokic. Over in the corner, Chandler. It's good from long range.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
No question. It looks like they've rented out room along the perimeter in this ball game, and they're likely to keep doing this until the defense makes an adjustment.
Here's Gasol, and Gasol with the dunk.
Well, at this point in his career, playmaking is Manu's strong point. Locates the open man there.
Chandler with the screen on Ginobili. Nelson dishes to Chandler. And that's a foul called on Davis Bertans. That's his third foul of the game. Leonard, he's checked in for Davis Bertans. And stolen by Aldridge. He's got a clear path. Goes up, and the dunk by Aldridge.
Yeah, he can have this kind of output, putting on a one-man show. Aldridge scoring whenever he wants.
The Nuggets trail by 14. Nelson, the pass to Jokic. Harris outside. Left block shot on the way, and no good. Trying to use the glass.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Spurs.
And they had to battle for this win. There were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
And that's a product of their mental toughness. Anytime the flow of the game turned against them, instead of caving, they just dialed it up a notch and were able to pull away.
And in the win-loss column, tonight's game will push their record up to 54 wins on the year.
And their dominance continues, guys, as they sweep the season series 4-0.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for LaMarcus Aldridge.
He was really important under the basket, making the plays down low and getting position to pull in rebound. And the rebounding has been key to their success here tonight.
Bit of a numbers game. More boards, obviously, meaning more possession. And that's been reflected tonight in the score.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Yeah, you gotta be relentless in this game or the tide can turn on you. Not here, not tonight.
That shot off the mark. Outside, Green. Looking for Ginobili. He gets it there. Gasol kicks to Green. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol.
I'll tell you, when you're the visiting team, it can be hard to maintain focus, but not tonight.
Tonight they have stuck with what they do well, handling all the exterior pressure, and they're likely to come out on top here.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exact.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Brett Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew.